Yes, people. G Talks Arsenal here, your host at the football takeover for our reaction to Bayer Leverkusen 1, Arsenal 1. And yeah, I mean, me and the lads were just chatting off air, and mixed emotions. I've got to say, mixed emotions. I think we could probably all agree what we just watched was probably terrible. I think the best thing about the 90 minutes is this lasagna that I'm eating at present. On the flip side, we've gone to one of the toughest places to go in Europe. I mean, Leverkusen have a better home record than Bayern Munich do in the Bundesliga. And despite how awful we played, we've come away with, you know, on the surface, looks like a decent result. I mean, if you were to just look at the result for face value, we've come away from home, we've drawn 1-1, and then we take them back to the Emirates. I mean, there's every chance we're going to turn them over at home and go through to the next round. So really mixed emotions at the moment. So we're going to get into it. I'm joined by obviously Coach Ali just underneath me, partner in crime, brother from another mother. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, not too bad, G. You're right, lads. Yeah, we've got lots to get through. It's a bit of a madness. I'm not best pleased. Lots to talk about. But yeah, in general, all is well. Arsenal nearly ruined my evening, but lucky we got a penalty there at the end to salvage something to take back to the Emirates.
Definitely. And obviously, beside me, we've got Neil, aka Dodsey. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, good. Surprised. I'm surprised. I'm surprised I'm still awake, mate. If I'm honest.
Don't worry, we'll get into it.
Yeah. Good. Other than that, though.
Yeah. And I do apologize, but I've had a crazy day, so I am eating some banging lasagna while I do the show.
Yes.
And obviously, last but not least, we have Nick, aka Geeks. What's going on, bro?
Oh, mate. Only us can go away from home, get the draw, go back still level, and we all feel
awful.
Enraged. Yeah.
Right. I mean, before we get into obviously the lineup, player ratings, and then obviously Arteta review, I think the best place to start is how we're feeling. So this is something that I like to do, obviously, with our instant reactions, because it's authentic, it's raw, it's it's unrehearsed. So I'm gonna come to you first, Neil, aka Dodsey, because obviously you was the first to jump on backstage. Just summarize what you just watched, how you're feeling.
I'll
just
get
let
the bleep machine ready. 1 minute.
Let the people know what you're saying, man.
Well, I don't actually know what I just watched. The first 7 minutes, we looked like we were going to wallop them. Gyökeres was getting the ball into foot. He was playing well. He got Matey booked and should have probably have been booked twice and red card off. I don't know, mate. Like it's just pedestrian football, isn't it? Like, I just pass the ball around the back so slow, and we can turn around and go, yeah, they played a low block against us, but we fucking created the low block because we pass it so slowly. By the time the balls hit the center mark of the pitch, they've got all their players behind the ball because we pass it so slowly. And you know what? I usually mock like Saliba and Gabriel for how slow they pass the ball, but Rice does it as well. Zubimendi tonight, I'd love to see a stat of how many balls he passed forward versus how many passed backwards. It's just I don't know what to make of it, but we keep winning, so I can't even slag it off that much. So we keep getting results that we shouldn't get. I mean, that penalty, please, man, that's the softest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, Nani gets a yellow card in the Premier League for that. So I mean, I'll try my hardest not to swear because we live, but it was fucking pathetic, mate. I mean, we should have won
mad,
that
innit?
game. We should have taken pressure off of ourselves for the second game, the return. You know, Saka, I'm going to say it now, was doggy doo-doo, mate.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going
got
to
to call a
say it
spade a spade. He
now.
was awful tonight.
Oh, my gosh.
He was wanky doodle. I'm sorry. There's no, and I know he's Hale End, and I'll probably get crucified for it. Saka was pants.
Yeah, he was awful.
Timber looked like he didn't want to be there. He's tired. The guy probably wants a break. We've got White on the bench, but he doesn't play him. Yeah. Anyways, I'll let the other boys decipher. I'll get into it later on with the player ratings. I think that'll be my opportunity.
No problem.
Yeah. Thanks.
No worries. I'll give my opinion once I've heard from all of you. Coach Ali, I know you've only got about 15, 20 minutes potentially because I know you've got a busy evening ahead of you. So yeah, I mean, talk to me. You know, this is the part where we're not really doing slides. We're literally just kind of summarizing the performance, how we feel, and then obviously looking ahead to the second leg.
I think I'm not normally one to be lost for words, but that was like a wow performance for all the wrong reasons.
Facts.
Yeah. I'm a bit speechless, to be honest. I feel like I'm concussed from a punch from a heavyweight boxer. But I think the reality is this game, it most certainly has to be a one-off, because if we carry on playing like that, we won't be winning anything anytime
squeaky
soon.
bum time, mate. I'll tell you that.
But that might be an overreaction on my behalf. But listen, I think we're going to win trophies this season. I have no doubt. But seeing that performance, it's very turgid. It's very... I don't think Mikel Arteta really knows how to get through a two-legged tie into the Champions League. Because we seem to do this against bang average opposition in the knockout stages every single season under his tenure, whether it's the Europa League or the Champions League, to be honest. Sporting Lisbon, Villarreal, tonight. These are not the heavyweights of Europe. These are the teams that we should be blowing away, not in the fashion that Bayern Munich beats Atalanta.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, I don't know, man. I just feel like there's a lot of changes needed. I'm not really going to talk about the game. I feel like I need to talk about some of these players. I think Saka should not be starting any game going forward between now and the end of the season. I think Noni Madueke should be our starting right winger, and Saka should be coming on when the opposition are tired.
He did more in 20 minutes than Saka did in the whole game.
Exactly. And I think Dodzy was slightly harsh. It was a pen. And if it was the other way around,
a little soft, but contact.
Listen, the guy slid, the ball never came. Noni just ran across him, done an intelligent thing, and got the pen.
I would have been more vexed.
Did we deserve it? I don't think we did.
You know what would have happened? Had he stayed on his feet, he would have fluffed it anyway. So
100%. 100%. So I think
he did the smart thing.
He made the right decision. Right there. That's very good decision making. I think that's intelligent football.
And you got to do that in the Champions League as well. You got to do that in the Champions League. You got to be smart.
100%.
You do.
I think Big Gabby with a massive block in the first half.
Happy.
No, exactly. Gabby in the first half, great block. And just I felt like we've lost tonight, to be honest. But if we take a step back and take our Arsenal hat off and be a little bit less arrogant towards the opposition, we are very, very lucky that we are 1-1, because going home being 1-0 down, it would have been a bit of a disaster, because if they score 2, we got to get 2 to get to extra time. So at least this way the boys can think, listen, if we win tonight, we're through. There is no...
because I'll be honest, that was my fear at one point. I was in one of the group chats and someone was talking about equaliser, and I said my fear here is that we could potentially get hit on the break and go 2-0 down. So I would have, even though it was an awful performance, I would have probably gladly taken a 1-0 defeat tonight, given the way we played. But the fact that we got the equaliser, I mean, we got out of jail.
It's a bonus. It's a bonus. It feels like a little minor victory at the end in terms of the psychology going into the second leg. Absolutely. Listen, we had chances. Martinelli hit the bar. Saka could have done a little bit better on a few occasions. Timber's header from point blank. I mean, on another day, we win that game 3-4-1 playing bang average. So the positive is if we actually lift our levels and be a little bit more crisp in our passing at the Emirates, which we should do, especially after being 1-1 after the first leg, I think we should win that game by 2 goals. But like, I'm always going to use Wolverhampton Wanderers as the reference for the rest of the season. So we need to keep more clean sheets. We need to play the ball quicker, like the boys have been saying in the groups and Discords and on tonight so far. And listen, we got gears to get through. I don't know if we're managing our players to get through certain games. That's how it feels. We're managing to get through the Brighton game. We're managing the Mansfield game. And I watched the Mansfield game back after the instant reaction that we did. We should have scored 3 or 4.
Yeah.
We were so wasteful with our chances in the FA Cup. Wasteful tonight in the first half. Let them back in, sleeping at the far post. The guy should have probably been, like Dodzy said, he should have been sent off. But that, again, the referee wasn't too great tonight either.
No,
it was awful.
I don't like to talk too much about the refs, but he kind of ruined the game by giving the guy a yellow card so early. And then he was on a tightrope. Then sod's law, he then stays on the pitch and scores the header at the far post. But overall, in summary, lots to improve on. I think our improvements will come with personnel changes. I think Eze needs to come out the side. I think Havertz needs to play in the 10. I think Gyökeres needs to play up front still, keep him going. Because he's got that physicality. If he's not scoring, he'll keep the defenders occupied. And Bukayo Saka, love you to bits. He's Arsenal through and through. He's carried Arsenal since the age of 16, 17 years old. He deserves to win every single trophy, but he's got to do it from the bench.
Yeah.
We
as of right now,
we owe Saka. Saka don't owe us at this point because he's got us out of the shit for the past 5 years, right? He's had hamstring surgery. Clearly, he's lost a yard or 2. He's bulked up. He's not the same player that he was, unfortunately. Will he get back to the Saka of old? At the moment, it doesn't look like it. So what are we going to do with Saka on 300 grand a week? Because he's not a type of player that's just going to sit there and take it.
Yeah.
And he's not. He loves Arsenal.
I mean, the Arsenal hierarchy, coaches like physios, etc. I mean, you'll know Coach Ali. They must have some faith that he's going to return to his best. Otherwise, they would not have invested, the contract that they've put on the table. And now, obviously, he's gone on to sign. So I think with Saka, like all of us, I'm very protective of Saka, and that's not to do with the fact of I'm biased. It's more to do with the fact that even when this guy was pulling up oak trees in terms of performances, he was still getting hated by rivals. He was never getting acknowledged for what he was actually doing at 17, at 18, at 19, season on season, upward trajectory, goals and assists, season on season. He was still getting hated then. So one of the reasons why I'm a little bit more protective of him is because the guy is damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't. And he deserves it. This is the first time in his Arsenal career that he's had a season like this, and he's been doing it. Like you say, if anything, we owe Saka rather than Saka owes us, because as a teenager, he was bailing us out week after week. So I am a little bit more protective of him, but at the same time, you got to call a spade a spade. And I did say this on a stream a couple of weeks ago when the news broke. Obviously, we knew that he'd signed his contract months ago from Bobby Banger, but it came out that obviously, with the media and the press, that he'd signed his contract. And I said, with this contract, it's going to come the most smoke, because fans, and it's only rightly so, people are not going to accept mediocre performances when somebody's on 300 bags a week. Like, they're just not. And it comes with the territory. Like, you're the highest paid player in Arsenal history, arguably. If not, I think he is. And at the end of the day, people are going to want to see that 300 bags translate to, worldy performances, and not just worldy performances, but performances in big games, in big moments, like, knockout rounds, run into the Premier League. So I remember when we knew this contract was signed, and I remember when the news broke, I did say on the stream, like I kind of feel like the pressure is going to be cranked up because as fans, we don't just watch football anymore. We're into the financials. We're into, you know, the microscopic kind of look at how these players are playing and whether they're worth it and what the wage budget is and how much we got to spend. And if he doesn't start, I will be, and I think we will be a little bit more patient than the average Arsenal fan. But yeah, if he doesn't start putting in performances between now and the end of the season, and most definitely next season, he's got to have a Ballon d'Or type season. He literally does, because very quickly I think you will start to see a wave of criticism and online hate against Saka if we don't see that. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I want to come to you, Nick. Yeah, sorry.
But this is what Geeks has been saying. Geeks has been saying at the end of last season that Saka's been off it, and Geeks has been spot on.
Yeah.
In his analysis. We love Saka. No one here dislikes Saka. No one around the world dislikes Bukayo Saka. If you're an Arsenal fan, the reality is, we just need to make that decision now. And the decision is, he's not the first choice right winger.
Yeah,
because
right
we've
now,
got to think, if Saka's not on fire, our left side's dead.
Yep.
So if Saka's not on point, then our right side's dead.
Yeah.
So we need to, if we're going to make a change and be a bit bold, Mikel, stick a Max Dowman or a Noni there.
And
just for a couple of games.
And I mean,
see what happens.
This comment hits the nail on the head.
Yeah, it does.
Takes precedent over talent and standing. And
especially
stand by that principle. So absolutely.
Especially when we're going for 4 trophies.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
If we're in mid-table, like if we're 4th and we're not nowhere near it, we're off the pace, we're out of some tournaments, then you can play them into form. But we don't have time to play anything in anyone or anything.
We ain't got time for passengers.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
not at all.
Passengers. No matter who they are, even if it is Saka.
Exactly. Now this weekend, after that 20 minutes, go on, Noni, give us a go.
Yeah.
If not, you got Saka on the bench. You got Max Dowman on the bench.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll come on to Arteta and how I thought the game went and how he played it out. But yeah, by all means, give the stage to Geeks, and we'll come back into it.
No problem. I'm gonna have my say, like I say, but we need to hear from obviously Nick, aka Geeks. So yeah, I mean, sum up what you just watched, the performance, obviously moving forward, looking ahead to the second leg.
Yeah, I'm fuming. I'm kind of worried. We've put in a bad performance against Brighton. We've put in a bad performance against Mansfield. We've put in a bad performance against Leverkusen, and we've got bailed out. I feel.
Yeah.
I don't feel we earned that draw. I feel like it was gifted. The Saka. I mean, we need the star boy to turn into the star man. That's what we're needing. And the problem is, I will take what Invinci Cannon says. Problem is, there's nobody in form. That's the problem. And I feel like where Arteta's been, you know, we have had injuries, and he has had a few forced, you know, he has. But Kai's not in form. Gyökeres isn't in form. Trossard isn't in form. Martinelli's not in form. Madueke's not in form. Saka's not in form. When it gets to our defence, you know, I was saying to my son, we've got Zubi, Rice, Timber, Gabby, Saliba, Hincapié and Raya that have been in the conversation for who's been our best players or best set of players. All of them have made mistakes as the fatigue has kicked in. We've gone from the mean lean machine to kind of a little bit creaky. I can't understand for the life of me why we have Timber in like a false 9 foot, like 10 position. And then we have to defend. And if you go back and have a look at that game, Neil said that in his piece that Timber looks tired. And I will counter that a little bit. When it goes to go into attack, he's busting a gut to get forward. But when it comes to defending, Saliba multiple times tonight had to step over into the right back position, which pulled Gabriel over, which pulled Hincapié over.
Yeah, and we had loads of space. And
I was watching him, right?
Yeah.
Saka was nowhere to be seen on the right side defensively, and Timber was jogging jogging from over the center line through the center circle and took up a rough defensive centre back position. I'm like, where's the urgency to get back?
Martinelli was doing it too.
And if the ball he was. And if the ball goes forward, he will bust the gut. Arteta, with all of this rotating of creating an attack that's got no chemistry and no form. At the back, they're creaking because to be mentally switched on, this is what I was saying about needing to kill games. And I'm coming at it from a slightly different angle. Just imagine when you play chess, right? When you're playing chess, the brain gets tired and you will make a mistake. You'll make a stupid move. That's what's happening to this defensive unit because every single minute of every single game is practically live and competitive. And it's nervous energy. You can't thrive like that. You can't thrive.
They're having to fight for their lives every single game to get us over the line. Yeah.
And then there are certain performances where we've had a couple of goals, and we've been able to relax a little bit more. Like the Leeds game and the Tottenham games, where it's a little bit more leisurely in the final 15 minutes. But other than that, if you was to go through our season outside of the Champions League, they have been hard, close games.
Yeah.
And we can't do this. If the attacker's got no form, we need to protect the defence. And we are between a rock and a hard place. And this football is one of the worst football we've ever played. And there's that pragmatic bit. I've seen us being pretty and finish with nothing. And so I think we're so close at the end of the season now. We're like, can we get it over? And I'm really worried with what I'm seeing because where's the performances? Where's the desire? Where is the?
It's my fault. It's my fault,
who's going to step up and do it? And I don't know who is. I don't know who's going to take on the mantle and be the man. And that's what we need right now. We need, as we're saying about Saka and Gyökeres and Eze, we need these boys to perform. I'm looking for standout. Say, give me the ball. I'm taking it on. Where was Gyökeres' chances tonight?
Yeah,
it's my fault, mate. Where's Mikel Merino, mate? It's my fault.
Hey, if you're having to rely on Mikel Merino, but if you're looking to rely on Mikel Merino, Jesus, and the players we're bringing on, I'm telling you, then we don't understand the question.
You know what it is, yeah? Like for me, like I said when we was off air, I think it's been such a weird season for me as an Arsenal fan because it's like I've obviously been suffering from like levels of PTSD throughout the season. So I've never really felt massively excited. I think the first moment I really thought like this could actually be our year was the other night when Man City dropped points against Forest and we obviously scraped the victory against Brighton. So it's been a weird season because I've never really felt like, despite doing so well in all these competitions, I never really felt like we could or potentially win anything. And it's like watching that game was just bizarre. It was a really bizarre experience because we were awful. Like we were crap, like genuinely. You know, and I didn't enjoy it. But I said to some of the fellas like off air, like backstage, I've kind of made peace with the fact that we don't play good football because it's something that I've been banging on a lot about aesthetically we're not good. You know, we don't play well. I'd rather we play better, etc., etc. But at the same flip side of that is I've seen Arsenal play teams off the park week in, week out under the Wenger era and leave the 90 minutes with absolutely nothing. So like post game, I'm absolutely like distraught with what I've watched. But then the flip side of it is we've gone to one of the hardest places in Europe because, in case you didn't know, Leverkusen have a better home record than Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. They're a very difficult team to play against. We've gone to their home ground, and on the surface, like just to say, let's just say I didn't watch that game and I came home, got off a flight, and I saw that we drew 1-1 with Leverkusen. I'd take it all day long. I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, I think Leverkusen is a team we could beat. But 1-1 draw away from home, cool. We get them at the Emirates. We put them away at the Emirates. So it's so bizarre because it's like we're getting results, but they don't feel like wins, and they don't fill us with confidence or excitement about the running and about, you know, where we're gonna go from now. Because You know, the excitement I had after the Brighton game and City dropping points, I watched that game and I thought to myself, could we still bottle this? Like, could we still actually end this season winning nothing? Because it kind of felt like watching it. It kind of felt like the wheels are about to fall off. Like we don't have much left in the tank. And then the flip side of it is what Ali is saying in terms of managing games, and it's like right now I don't really know what to think. I don't really know what to think in terms of being an Arsenal fan. It is concerning. It is worrying. The performance was awful. At the same time, the result is not too bad. And I guess for me, we're just gonna have to wait and see what we do in the second leg. I've come to terms with the way we play at this present moment. What I will say is what I said always at the beginning of the season. For me, Arteta is going to be measured, by come the end of the season. Is he going to be able to, translate all the progression, the spending, the time at the club, the style of play? Is that going to translate to silverware? And if that translates to him winning a Premier League, a Champions League, or multiple trophies, I'm going to enjoy the success. But, and I said this behind backstage and on previous streams. That is literally going to be the measure of his tenure. Is that, can he get over the line? Can he win a major trophy or major trophies? However, I look at the way we play football and I genuinely don't know if this is sustainable. The only thing that's kind of giving me hope is that there is only 8 games left of the Premier League season. This Man City side is not the juggernaut that they have been of past seasons. And we still we keep getting results. Like, I'll be honest, like I'll even go as far as to say watching that Mansfield game was tough. Like I know we took the 2-1, we got into the second round and we kind of just blased it, but there were times when I felt like Mansfield were the Premier League side and we were the League One side. There were times when I felt like they carried more of a threat going forward than we did. I think 2 moments of brilliance won us the game, and that's what you get when you're playing, Premier League players against League One. So I'll be honest, it's weird. This stream feels like we've lost the match.
Yeah,
it feels like we're on the verge of going out. But the facts remain. Somehow Arteta keeps getting results. So I think someone needs to ask this geezer for the lottery numbers, because at the moment I feel like he's really, really riding his luck in a lot of these games. But we shall see. We've all kind of obviously had our say with regards to the match, so I think it would be good at this point to now get down to the nitty-gritty. So obviously the team sheet that came out at about 4:45 this evening was Raya in goal. We had a back 4 of Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié, midfield 3 of Zubi, Rice, and Eze, and then a front 3 of Saka, Martinelli, and Gyökeres. And you know what? I'm not going to actually waste much time with regards to this lineup. What I'm going to do actually is go straight to player ratings, and the reason why I'm going to do that is because let's be honest, none of us, it's a good lineup. There were no shocks there. Eze was in for probably Odegaard, who is not even on the bench at this point. Saka captain the signed. It's a toss-up between Martinelli and Trossard. He went for Martinelli, and there's a no-brainer in playing Gyökeres up top, and I think the rest we expected. Now, this is going to be the interesting part, because obviously we're talking about a dire performance away from home, but on the surface, in hindsight, a really good result away from home in Europe, and we go into the second leg as arguably top favourites to proceed to the next round. So the player ratings are going to be interesting because this was a woeful performance. So I'm going to start with you first. Let's go opposite direction, actually. Let's go Coach Ali. So Coach Ali, Raya in goal, what did you make of his performance? Coach, you there? Oh, we've lost Coach.
Coach, can you hear me?
He had enough. He said, listen, they were all crap, so I'm going to bounce. So we'll start with Nick, a.k.a. Geeks.
Yeah.
Raya, what did you make of Raya's performance?
He made a couple of key saves. Nothing he could do about the goal at the back. Though our back post on corners does seem to be a little bit vulnerable. For me, I can't think of anything that made me worry. So 7.
We got some feedback in your end, Coach Ali. Okay, he's gone mute. Okay, no problem. Yeah, so yeah, I completely agree. I don't think he really put a foot wrong. I mean, he kept a good goal, between the sticks. So I think a seven is fair. I will come to you now, Coach Ali. You with us?
Yes,
right.
bro.
So you've got Timber at right back. What did you make of his performance?
I think he
We're
was
still
solid.
having feedback though.
What about now?
Right. I'll shut up. I'll let you talk. I don't think there'll be any feedback if it's just you speaking, but we'll
see.
Can you
hear that?
No, that's all good. So yeah, Timber.
6 out of 10. Obviously, we expect a lot more from him. Missed a chance from a glaring miss. Defended all right. Got skinned once or twice, if I'm not mistaken. Just a solid game. 6 out of 10. I don't think anyone's going to get more than a 7 or 8. And if there are a few 7s and 8s, there'll be 1 or 2 only. So 6 out of 10, solid. Nothing wrong. Nothing. He didn't. Yeah, mid performance.
Yeah, no, I hear it. Neil, you've got Saliba.
I think he had a solid game. I think he was all right. Got the yellow card, but again, bit of holding. I think it was all right. I thought I'll give him a 7.
No problem. Geeks, you have Gabriel, Big Gabby.
See, I'm hypercritical of my centre backs at the moment.
Dude did take one to the chest.
I think he did. He looked like he had a virus or so. Was he ill? Bobby, do you know if he was ill or something? I'm just wondering. He looks a bit. He wasn't worse than Saliba, so I will, to a bit for consistency, I would give him a 7. There was a few times they stepped forward out of the defence that I didn't feel they travelled without getting the ball. And there was a couple of times I still want to see them more dominant aerially. But the youngster I felt gave Saliba problems personally. But I will give it. Yeah, I'm gonna go 7 for Gabby.
Yeah, he's an absolute unit. I mean, he's still essentially a teenager.
19.
Yeah, I've not seen Gabriel look, uneasy against many a centre forwards. And he felt uncomfortable tonight. Like he's in that dressing room and he's going home and he's like, yeah, I was in the game. And that's respect. Hats off to a 19-year-old.
Yeah, absolutely.
For rattling Big Gabby.
Proper centre forward performance.
That's no mean feat. Coach Ali, you've got Hincapié.
Quality player. Best out of the back line, barring Rhea. 8 out of 10. Up and down that side, inverting, getting back, making last-ditch tackles, recoveries, getting up the pitch, doing his offensive work a lot better than he was at the beginning of the season. I think he's a world-class talent, and if we can win a couple of trophies, he will become world-class because he's already proven his quality in the Bundesliga by winning the treble with the side that we played today, which in Bayern Leverkusen. So yeah, top player.
No problem. Neil, you got Zubi. Zubi's been getting a lot of smoke on the timeline and from Arsenal fans in a lot of group chats and stuff. So what you made of his performance tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really hard with Zubi. I think we sometimes, because he's transitioned into our team so well, I think we sometimes forget that it's his first season playing for us.
Yeah.
To come in and, and no disrespect to his old club, but to come in and take the step up he has to Arsenal is quite a big step. I think tonight for me, he was poor, he was not what we've come to expect from him. Actually, it's been the last few games. I think there were a lot of back passing today. I don't think he was, in the games a couple of months ago, he was threading balls through. He was, making runs forward, getting into the box. So it was a bit poor for me today. But again, I'm not going to hate on the guy. I'm going to give him a terrible score, but I'm not going to hate on the guy because I think there's more to come. So today he gets a 6 from me.
No problem. Geeks, you got Rice. I feel like this geezer, is just like, I don't even know if this guy's playing on adrenaline shots. I don't even know what it is. But this guy is, and don't get me wrong, like, you know, I've even seen some criticism go his way, but I just think this guy's absolutely phenomenal. I don't know what he's made of, but he's made of something like granite or whatever it is. I thought, me personally, I don't really comment on performances. I thought he was probably one of our strongest performers tonight. I just feel like he always gives a standard 7 out of 10 in terms of performance. But yeah, feel free to comment on obviously Rice's performance in the middle of that midfield.
I thought it was interesting in the first half how he was a lot more on the right hand side. Did you notice that rather than his and some of his balls and all the rest of it? And then I felt Rice out of that team, and we lose by a lot of goals. There was a few interceptions that he made, and the way that they were running at us at times and all the rest of it, he just does God's work in that midfield for us. That isn't spectacular. Do you know what I mean? If there are some players people that knock him, but I'm telling you, if you are on the pitch alongside him, you are grateful that man is in an Arsenal shirt, because just having him playing alongside you, he wasn't brilliant today. It was a Rice performance.
Sorry, that's the best. City 1-0 down to Real Madrid. Sorry.
That's all right. For me, I agree with you. That was a long way to say that I agree with you, G. I'm giving him a 7.
Yeah.
And without him, we are in trouble and we collapse, basically. Yeah. He is the best thing in our midfield.
Yeah, mate, I'm telling you, this guy plugs holes like a plumber, mate. Like, he's serious. Like, I don't think people really appreciate just how good he is. But I watch him in so many games. You know, you get this whole, like, you know, he's robotic, he passes side to side. The amount of times he gets us out of jail, you know, when we kind of got our backs against the wall, we're getting hit on the counter. Like, it's countless. Genuinely, it's countless. And I completely agree with you. I think you take him out this side, I would even go as far as to say we're not even top of the Premier League.
I was going to say
we're not on top of the Premier League. Yeah, we're not on the top of the Premier League, and we're probably not in most of the cup competitions that we're currently in, because he's absolutely phenomenal. It's almost like that unsung hero in the side.
Oh, absolutely.
That a lot of players like don't see, like the Makalele of the
Gilbertos.
Yeah, the Gilbertos.
The PTs.
He's so integral to what we do as a team. So yeah, big up Rice.
Yeah, I must tell you, mate, I watched him live very quickly against Brighton, and I actually don't understand how he runs that much on a pitch.
Yeah, it's mad.
I genuinely don't. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's mad. It's absolutely mad. Now, Coach Ali, you got an interesting one here. A very interesting one. I mean, Eze can't really complain in terms of game time. I mean, he's come into the club. Obviously, we expected him to hit the ground running. He's had 2 phenomenal performances against Spurs. I mean, games like tonight are kind of made for him, really, you know, in that creative spark in the midfield. But, you know, kind of week in, week out, obviously got a screamer against Mansfield, but we're talking about League One opposition. It's not quite clicking still for Eze, is it? What did you make of Eze's performance, Coach? And what did you give him out of 10? Coach Ali? Is he gone? I don't know if he's with us. So we'll steam ahead. I will come to you. Who just spoke? Geek spoke. So, Neil, what do you make of Eze's performance? He's not really living up to expectations still, is he?
No, he's not. But I also think that we're not used to having a number 10, a genuine number 10. I think we're so used to playing 2 number 8s in Rice and Ødegaard that we don't play the ball through the middle enough to play with a genuine number 10. And I think that's why we struggle with a genuine striker as well.
Yeah.
Because we've seen in certain games when he does link up with Gyökeres, he's that type of guy that you want standing on the edge of the box that is going to dictate how you're going to score a goal. He's done it for Palace, you know. He drifted off the left. I know that, but he is a genuine number 10. He wants to play on the edge of the box with the striker, tiki-taki football and score banging goals. And so, yeah, I mean, if I'm going to have to rate him, and I love Eze, if I'm going to have to rate him on tonight's performance, I'm going to have to give him a 5 because I don't think he was in the game enough.
Yeah,
can I just say on that though, if you have a look at certain bits in that game again, if you watch the highlights, Hincapié is in the position, like I keep saying about Timber. Hincapié is occupying the left-hand side, just outside the 18-yard box. That's where I want Eze.
Taking up space.
Picking up the space and being there, because Hincapié and Timber are taking up similar positions. They are very good for fullbacks, but they're not attacking players. They are not going to find that pass. They're not going to take that shot. And so his position where he wants to get to is being occupied.
Yeah, it's not great reading. I'm gonna keep the faith. Eze is my boy. I wanted him at the club. I was devastated at the thought of going Spurs. And I'm gonna keep the faith. I'm hoping he can come good back into this season and obviously next season. But again, like Saka, he's gonna need to step up real quick, man. Geeks, I'll come to you. I'll go to Coach Ali after. Now, arguably one of the worst performances probably from Saka in an Arsenal shirt. I mean, what did you make of it? And give him a score out of 10.
I don't know what we're diagnosing here, G. I don't know what we're looking at. Do you know what I mean? Because it's kind of like there's a part of me, he hasn't forgotten how to play football.
Yeah.
They were doubling up and all the rest of it. I mean, there was that brain dead moment at the end of the second half where we've had the corner. Raya's punched, the ball's come out, it's got to Saka, and he's running the right-hand channel, and he has got Martinelli in the centre. And it just took a angled ball, into Martinelli behind the defence, and he's going to run, he's going to put the afterburners on, and he's going to have a shot at goal at worst.
Yeah.
He then ran the channel, delayed it, and fell over. And that summed it up. And I was just like, what is going on with him? Is it an injury? Is it a virus? Is it a personal thing? Is it all of the above? But the Saka, when he came back at just after Christmas last season, he's not been back, and he is. It is real struggling. It's struggling to watch him do this. Yeah. And I agree. I think take him out of the firing line, being subbed at 55 minutes.
Yeah, Ali's bang on.
Everything. About that performance.
When I was watching that game, with my daughter, and I said, you don't see that often. You don't see Saka get hooked on the 60th minute very often in an Arsenal shirt. And the woman who was commentating on TNT Sports literally said it about a second or two after I'd said it. So yeah, Saka was poor tonight, and I'm not condoning some of the stuff I've seen online, because I have seen some horrible stuff from rivals and sections of Arsenal fans.
Are they brain dead?
It's just when people just go in, they just go in too much in it. It's like he had a poor game. I know he's been poor for a consistent while, but it's almost like we just have convenient amnesia. Do you know what I mean? And dementia in terms of just the fact that, I get the frustration. I completely get it. But I just think with Saka, we just need to look at bigger picture. And I think we just need to be patient with him because he's been our most consistent performer for the last 5+ years.
I hear that.
And I just think for the first time in his Arsenal career,
he's struggling.
I think he's struggling. And I think what he needs right now is I completely agree with Coach Ali and what you've just said. I think he needs to be taken out of the firing line. I think regardless of what our perspective is of Madueke as should he have come at the club, is he in form? What's his end product like? Right now, he's performing and he's in better form than Saka is. So there is a legitimate argument that he should be starting over Saka. And I think it would be best interest of everybody involved if Madueke starts over Saka over the next couple of games. And then we can just maybe potentially ease him back in, bring him on as a sub.
Absolutely.
Yeah, bring him on as a sub.
Get an assist,
on the 75th, 80th minute. Yeah, when we're kind of maybe in a position where we can kind of relax a little bit more. But yeah, I think forcing the issue of trying to start him and getting him to play into form, it's just not working at the moment.
No, it's a fault for me, for Saka. And I hear what you're saying. He has been a stalwart of the club from such a young age. And so a bad game doesn't make a bad player. For me, his form has been out of form for over a year, and we knew that. I felt they rushed him back, and he hasn't recovered.
Real Madrid 2-0 up.
Yep.
And so I just feel we need to protect him now. And that's the fans. And you cheer them when they're playing well, but you've got to be supportive when they're going bad, right?
Yeah,
There's a human being there that loves the club. And so, I'm frustrated with him. I'm annoyed with him because it's it's like that forward line, nobody's showing me anything. And so he's the most likely, but at the moment he's not. So take him out and protect him.
Yeah, definitely. Coach Ali, you've got Martinelli. I mean, before I come to you, bro, if Berta and Arteta don't fix this left wing in the summer, I swear I'm just going to be spitting bullets.
Please,
literally,
Bobby.
Because
Please,
Coach Ali,
we stormed the Emirates.
Like the left side is such an issue, man. I think apart from one run when I saw Martinelli take on his man and he got yellow carded, I can't really recall him doing anything other than hitting the bar or whatever it was. Coach Ali, what did you make of his performance tonight? Coach, you there? Hey, Coach is having some technical issues tonight, boy.
Give me Martinelli.
Go on then, Neil.
Oh no!
Go on then, Neil.
Give me Martinelli, mate. Mate, honestly, what is this man on about? I can't believe he spent 90 minutes on the pitch. I really can't. Unless like Arteta was like, you know what, I'm going to play him because we've got some other games coming up, so let's just knacker him out so he can't play next. But yeah, for me, he just held on to the ball so long every single time, and he ran in circles. Man was making me dizzy. I was watching him, and the dude was turning in circles. And then he'd run out to the left wing when no one was there, and then he'd turn around and go, better turn around and come back in. What was he doing? I can't cope with this guy anymore. Please, Bobby, please put a banger right now in the chat. Please, Bobby, and tell me that we are 100% going to get a left winger.
That comment. This left wing target better be something stunning to let Semenyo go.
I actually can't cope. They are bangers. I'm watching it.
I don't want City to go out. Otherwise, they're going to be just all on the lead. Yeah.
No, I know, but like I said, like I put in there, I think City want to lose this, so they don't have to play Bayern and play extra games. Anyways, back to Marta Shitany. I can't cope. I can't physically cope anymore. Please, I can't cope anymore. I don't want to cope anymore. I don't want to have a nervous breakdown online. I can't do it.
Who are
Bodo playing Sporting.
Okay.
Who will face us next? But anyways, I hit the crossbar. Right, well done. I'm going to give him a 3.
Yeah.
Can't cope with this man.
Can I just ask a question? I've just said about pulling because I have got love for Martinelli. 5 million. I feel like we've got more than 5 million's worth out of him when we sell him, right?
Yeah.
Here's my thing though. Saka on the left makes more sense than the other two options, and leave Madueke on the right. What would you do? Because he's natural left foot in. To your Havertz, Gyökeres, depending what it is, and I think he would cook with Eze out on the left. What do you reckon? Is there any mileage in that?
Say that again.
Saka playing the left instead of Martinelli or Trossard.
I think we got to do something.
I think Eze's got to go there.
Yeah, I think we got to do something. You know, I think the way things are going, and I forgot to mention this earlier. I think. Personally, right now with Odegaard out the side, I think we more or less have to start with Havertz in the middle, in that kind of number 10 position behind Gyökeres, and I think we've got to put either Saka or Eze out on the left and Madueke on the right. We've got to do something because right now it's not working. Saka's not in form.
Saka and Eze would work.
Eze's not playing well in the number 10 position, and our left wing is just non-existent. So Arteta's got to do something, and like somebody's just put here, like. Mate, play the youth. Yeah. Play the youth. He's probably our most informed, exciting attacking talent right now at 16 years of age. And like I've always said, age is nothing but a number. If you're
How old was Cesc when he came in?
If you're good enough, you're old enough. It's just that simple, you know. And like you said, Saka was badding it up in the Premier League and for Arsenal when he was 17. There's only a few months between what Downham is now and what Saka was when he came into the side. So
that's Fabregas as well, similar position.
This is it. Like we've got to grab the ball by the horns, and we've got to say, like, and someone said it earlier in the chat, like form
so he's coming up with some banging comments. This guy, the next one.
Bro, literally form precedes everything. Like it does.
This is what I'm saying. I think them two on the left would.
Yeah, right now, Dowman on Madueke arguably and Dowman. You know, that you start with Madueke, you give Saka some minutes, you bring in Dowman, you know, have some minutes. But you got to do something on the left as well because it's not working. It's really not working.
Because I think Dowman in the Champions League, rather weirdly, works even better than Dowman in the Premier League.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know who had Martinelli. Oh, Neil, you had Martinelli. So obviously, Geeks, you've got Gyökeres. Not the best performance tonight, but I mean, mate, the guy was trying to like score
by
goals
his name on
scraps.
every performance.
Yeah,
there's nothing. He's like
nothing's happening.
If he was a South Park character, he'd be starving Marvin.
Yeah, nothing's happening behind him.
He's not getting fed.
It's
just
happening.
There's nothing coming. So it's really hard to judge him, except for some. There are wayward passes that you go with.
Yeah.
But then he started well, and he was finding people. And what is it doing to his brain? You know, another blank, another. So for me, it was a 6.
Yeah,
it was a 6. It wasn't a 7. It was a 6. He'd done some good work, but it's just no. So did he even have a shot at goal?
No, I don't think so.
But imagine walking into the changing room and sitting down and looking across to you and Martinelli sitting there, mate. Oh,
mate, it's crazy, isn't it? And I mean, this one is an interesting one because I will go as far as to say Madueke was probably man of the match. And he came on at whatever time. But I'll be honest, other than a solid Rice performance, and a solid Hincapié performance, and Raya was decent as well. In terms of coming off the bench and being impactful, like I said, he did. And all due respect, I love Saka. Everybody knows how much I love Saka. But Madueke did more in 20 minutes than Saka had done in the entire game. And so for me personally, I will you know have my say with regards the Madueke score. For me, he gets an 8. He comes off the bench. He's impactful. He wins the penalty, and he gets us completely out of jail. So I'll obviously come to. I'm not sure who it was. Is it you, Neil? That's got Madueke. Who is it?
No, you take Madueke, man. I'll take Havertz.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So for me personally, Madueke, I just like I said, like we bang on about when we signed him, you know, in the summer. Just like Havertz, it wasn't the kind of player that I wanted us to sign, but at the same time we needed to address the right wing. He hasn't exactly exceeded expectations at this point, but he is still young. You know, he just turned 24 the other day. He just needs to fix his end product, and I think we will have potentially one hell of a player on our hands. At the same time, just based on tonight's performance, he ran at his man, he took on his man. He gave us a spark, he gave us a lift. He did, like I say, he did more in that 20 minutes than I saw Saka doing the whole time he was on the pitch. And at the end of the day, he's the reason why we're sitting here, you know, somewhat still disappointed, but we've got a draw, let alone a loss. So for me, I'm going to give Madueke an 8. I think he was probably our standout performer in this evening's game. So Havertz, to you, Neil.
I think he came on and scored the penalty. I mean, I'm not going to lie. When Havertz took the ball, I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like terrified, terrified of what might happen. He hasn't played for a while. Is he going to be in the right frame of mind to take the penalty? But he slotted it away confidently, especially at Leverkusen, a club that he absolutely adores and loves. I think he just look. I don't want to see him coming on for Gyökeres. There you go. I don't want to see him coming on for Gyökeres. I want to see him coming on as a 10 with Eze moving out. I wanted Martinelli off, Eze on the left,
take Gubby off,
Havertz as a 10. But Arteta, we're not chasing a game because it's a second leg, but Arteta takes Eze off for Jesus. And I'm sitting there going, you need a goal from somewhere. Surely you're going to play Eze off the left because Martinelli's running in circles. You're going to play Havertz in the 10 and keep Gyökeres, your main striker, on. He can't be tired. He didn't do much in the game. So for me, he came on, he did a job. Havertz, I'll give him a 7. He scored a goal.
Yeah, no problem. And last but not least, I don't even know if we should even bother, but Jesus.
I just want to turn around and say I'm putting in a petition for Havertz to have his score bumped up, just for the fact that he didn't celebrate against his former quality team in Bayer Leverkusen. Absolutely. He only celebrates against the crap. So,
I'll give him a 7.2.
As for Jesus, I mean, if you're thinking that's the answer, Arteta, if you think that was the answer at that moment to send on Gabriel Jesus, the anti-striker.
Oh, God, so crap.
My gosh, we are in. Seriously, you might have as well sent on the youth striker because I feel like that would have been better.
I would have preferred Calafiori to come on up front.
I'm a bit annoyed we sold Mika Baref last season because that would have been a better option than now.
Yeah.
He gets a 2, 3.
Yeah.
How much is it worth for putting on your kit and getting on the pitch? I don't know.
Yeah, he was awful.
Coaches on it.
And I'll be honest, like I was
Max can play left wing.
So happy when Gabriel Jesus signed for us, and I think at the time he was a level raiser. But right now, the quicker we get rid of him and the 250 odd K a week that he's getting paid, the better, in my opinion. And that's just not me being toxic, but right now he's just serving no purpose, and he's absolutely hemorrhaging, wage budget that can be spent elsewhere to strengthen the side. So the sooner the summer comes and he leaves, the better for me. Nothing against the lad himself personally, but he just literally not serving a purpose. Yeah, thank you and goodbye. But yeah, now we move on to the kind of last section, obviously, of the show. We've got the Arteta review. So, Neil, what do you make of Arteta's performance this evening?
I'm really trying my hardest because obviously I need to remember not looking at it just from a performance point of view, but from the fact that, like you guys have said, we went to a very difficult place, got a draw, taking it back to our place and putting it in our hands, basically. It was starting as a 0-0. But for me, it was unforgivable when he took off.
Oh, the subs.
When he took the subs, I don't think the subs were right this evening. And you know what? He has got subs right this season, but this evening they weren't right. You bring in Havertz, take Martinelli off because he's just running around in circles, as I've said. Drop Eze out on the left, get Kai involved, and keep your main striker on. I think that for me drops him to a 4.
Yeah. I'll come to you, geeks, before I give my say on Arteta.
I think a 4 is generous in this game. We got a very gifted 1-1 draw. We did dominate them in terms of possession, but I felt like the lineup was the correct lineup, maybe. But then how the team went out and the tactics and the system is all wrong. And I think every draw and win this guy scrapes is a justification to continue like this. And it's getting worse, but our performance is getting worse. Yeah. And I don't know what he's looking at and saying, this is working for me. Yeah. How can it be? That team is not stepping out there and performing. Yeah. So sorry. It's a 3 for me. That team they were emotionally, tactically, it was all wrong. There was no performance. That's the manager's got to have a hand in that.
You know what, fellas? Yeah, it could be worse. Man City are getting pumped by Madrid 3-0. I need to see the third goal. And PSG have just taken the lead with Ousmane Dembele scoring an absolute beauty. Absolute beauty. So yeah, we need to get up the stream. I need to watch this game.
We do. We do.
But yeah, what I will
say
about
Madrid
Arteta,
game.
I think the lineup was spot on. I can't argue with the lineup and the personnel, the players that he put out there. What I will say is that it was a poor performance. And I think I've always said I think the buck does fall with the manager, but at the end of the day, he got a good result. So I'm not going to be too harsh because it wasn't a great performance, but it was a half decent result. But I think the thing that really let me down tonight was the substitutions. I couldn't understand the rationale of bringing off Gyökeres for Kai. I think there was probably an argument that Saka probably could have come off at halftime, if I'm honest. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. There seems to be a complete over-reliance on Timber playing longer than he needs to when he's clearly fatigued. There's just lots of things that I just didn't like in terms. I think, Coach Ali, you've both said as well that just his in-game management at times, previous shows have been really good. I thought tonight was weak, and I think we were very fortunate. I think we were very fortunate to get a 1-1 draw. There's no way we're sitting here under the illusion that we deserved to come away with a 1-1 draw. So yeah, that's it really. So yeah, that kind of brings us to the end of the stream. Obviously, we're gonna all go away and hopefully enjoy the rest of the Chelsea and Chelsea and Man City hate watches. But yeah, we will be back on Friday. So Bobby will be back on Friday, I believe at 6:45 p.m. for a preview of Arsenal versus Everton. I'm just looking at the schedule. So Arsenal kick off. So Bobby will be back on Friday night with a preview. Arsenal versus Everton, and I would potentially like to do an instant match reaction on Saturday. The game kicks off at 5:30, which I think it will be done by about 7:15, I believe. So I'll be looking to do an instant reaction about 7:30 on Saturday evening. That's it really from all of us. Thank you so much, Nick, aka Geeks. Thank you so much, Neil, aka Dodsey. It's always an absolute pleasure. I mean, not the best performance in the world, but at the end of the day, we get a decent draw away from home. We get the opportunity to take them back to the Emirates and hopefully put this right. But from me, from Bobby, from Coach Ali, from Neil, from Nick, and everybody watching tonight, have a great evening, and we'll see you all soon. Take care.
Take care, guys.
All the best.